Hello, everybody. Welcome to the County Seat Underground. Oh, it's a little dark. I didn't throw the light on in here, but we'll just have to deal with that for today. Hey, I wanted to check in with everybody and on this live stream just to tell you about our upcoming County Seat Underground that we will be having, and we'll post on this site a little bit later this week. It's a conversation with Ken Ivory. Ken Ivory is a state legislator. He was the architect, along with some of the other southern Utah legislators, about transferring public lands from federal ownership to state ownership. And he introduced House Bill 148. But through the years, we've discovered he is a real constitutional scholar. So I want to give a highlight a little bit about some of the things we learned and why it's so important for us to really pay attention to what's going on right now, because people fought to secure liberty and we've defended it for a long time. And I believe that we need to be concerned about its survival. We need to very seriously be concerned about its survival. Captain Levi Preston was the last survivor of the Revolutionary War. And he was asked about why they went to battle to fight the biggest, meanest, most professional army in the world. And his answer was surprising, because the interviewer that found him in the 1840s said, well, was it about tea and the tax? Nah, we didn't drink the stuff. Was it about stamps? No. So what he finally answered when pressed on the issue was the reason that the farmers and the backcountrymen took up arms against the British is because they had essentially, since the 1600s, been autonomous and sovereign and free. It wasn't until the 1700s when the British started to subjugate the people that had colonized over here and started putting their wills and wishes on them and taxes and the likes. And that's what caused the revolution to take place. Humans have a desire to be inherently free. They crave it. They seek it. And there is a desire among some to expand their freedom by minimizing the freedoms of others, called power. And when people get a taste of it and crave it, and we allow it to happen, they will take more. And I believe that's the turning point, the crux point that we are at in this country. The freedoms and liberties that we had 10 years ago, 5 years ago, in 2009 are significantly different than now when we're talking about mandates and shutdowns. If you're not concerned about the United States of America, please take a look at Australia and what is happening there now. And if you are not finding news in your source of news feeds about what's happening in Australia, find someone that lives there. Find a friend that has someone who lives there, or seek out news and information about it. It has been corroborated that what is happening as far as lockdown and loss of individual freedom is a real thing across the entire continent of Australia. This is a place that 5 years ago I would have thought would be a good alternative to America. And their rights have been willingly thrown away, and they are not a free people right now. So, and we've got people who work here in the office that have relatives that live there, and it is a pretty crazy thing to talk to them about what's going on. Some of them concerned about whether they can even get home as U.S. nationals. So anyway, these are just some of the things. Ken and I will have this lengthy conversation, and it will talk about what we need to do and how important this situation is. And we will apply it to local government, because no matter what happens to the national government, unless they subjugate us completely under martial law, if that government collapses, it will be your local government that will still be in place to take care of us. You better know how it works, who you are electing, and how they see the world, and how they intend to help you protect your rights and freedoms. You don't have to go far to find an immigrant who's come here from somewhere else because there was not freedom and there was centralized government. There was a lot of pressure put on them, and they couldn't prosper. And they get here only to be disheartened by how readily and easily and willingly we are to give it up. So we'll have that discussion with Ken Ivory when this broadcast publishes a little bit later this week. And I encourage you to subscribe, because tonight's been a pretty tame conversation, but when stuff happens and thoughts come to mind, you are going to see these short blurbs live on these different channels and then shared to our other social media channels. Remember, you can find the county seat on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Check them all out, and we'll look for you on the next county seat.